right, here's our CFL Insider Dave Naylor. Big news, and it involves our old boss. This is kind of a weird one, Dave, but why is Stu Johnston, our old boss, the right person to lead the CFL right now?
You know, Jay, I'm going to take you back to last year's Grey Cup, which was about a month after Randy Ambrosie announced he was stepping down. And Farhan Lalji and I were spending as much time as we could talking to team presidents, governors, just anybody who's a stakeholder in the Canadian Football League and asking, what do you think they're looking for or you're going to be looking for in the next commissioner? And the thing we kept hearing was somebody who has a really good grasp on the current state and future of sports broadcasting in Canada. That was really the number one quality they were looking for. Of course, the CFL's deal with TSN comes up after the 2026 season. Everybody in the league is considering that a very, very important transaction when that gets done. And ultimately, if you were looking for somebody who really had their finger on the pulse of where broadcasting is in Canada and where it's going, you know, Stu Johnston might be at the very top of that list. So I think that was the first thing that they really were after. But I think, you know, he has a background, of course, in sales and partnerships through Bell Media. That's going to be advantageous for the Canadian Football League. And look, traditionally, the CFL has hired its commissioners from sort of other business silos. Sometimes they've had a football background like Randy Ambrosie or Larry Smith, but they've never been working in and around the league. Like, say, you see in the NBA, Adam Silver came up in the NBA. Roger Goodell's never had a job where his employer was at the NFL. Well, Stu Johnston hasn't worked for the CFL, but he has certainly worked with the CFL. He understands the business model, the dynamics, the nuances, the personalities. You know, he's going to be walking in eyes wide open, and I expect him to get up to speed very quickly. A much different learning curve for him than it has been for most commissioners.
I can say this, and Dave, very quickly, I understand this might not have been the first time that the league approached Stu Johnston.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing, that they, look, in this case, I think they took a run at him. I don't think he came chasing them. And I believe that in the past, the league has taken a chance on Stu Johnston before. The timing may not have been right at that time. Certainly was at this time.
It sure was. And I can say this, and I don't say this about executives if I don't have to. Terrific person. The league is getting a great guy. Stu Johnston, 15th commissioner in CFL history. Dave Naylor, thanks for this.